15th year as the upper school choir director here at St. Paul's School for Boys.
Empezar, un saludo. Buenos días, clase.
Buenos días, señor
I mean, we'll edit it. Nothing like an admission video with bleeped stuff in there. Hola, me llamo Senor Wang. My name is Senor Wang, Senor Neil Wang, and I teach Spanish, and I am chair of the Upper School World Language and Cultures Department.
Hey, I'm Matt Byers. I'm a 6th grade English teacher at St. Paul's. This is my 18th year. I'm the 6th grade team leader and director of service and experiential learning.
Awesome. He's like, I'm out of here.
That's crazy. You guys, I thought you maybe would have been the first year, but you're seniors now?
Yeah.
So I'm Bob Keel. This is my 7th year teaching at St. Paul's. I'm an 8th grade English teacher, and I do a bunch of work with the DEI, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion initiatives at school.
I did see Matsuzaki and I were invited to his opening. I know, so I'm bringing back Mats and I. I'm Jean Windsor. I'm a math teacher at St. Paul's. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th this year. I am also the math department chair. We are doing different programs to help kids learn math better.
You can say hi.
Or you can just stand there.
I am Alex Shipley. I graduated here in 1989. My brother went here, my sons went here. I'm the Social Studies Department Chair, history teacher.
My name is Mr. Robinson. This is my 3rd year at St. Paul's. I teach environmental systems and societies. Coach basketball and track. The sophomore grade dean. I lead kin solving trips, and I organize King's Vision Day.
Right. Having meaningful relationships with my students is important because my goal is to offer them the best education possible, and so I need them to trust me and want to come to me for help. So, all of my interactions with the students are predicated on building a fun relationship of trust so that when it's not a fun situation, it's a difficult, challenging situation, they're comfortable coming to me and reaching out for help. All of us, the whole upper school faculty, all teachers are here for the relationships with the young men of St. Paul's School. And ultimately, that's what I enjoy most about the job. And just to tangentify real quickly, that's what's hardest about this COVID time. I still have those relationships with my students, but I got dozens of kids I don't teach anymore that aren't in my classroom, and I see them in the hallway, and I'm like, oh my God, why can't I just pull you aside and talk to them? Yeah. And the support that you get in those times of trouble is always there, and it's always strong, and it's always meaningful. This is such a critical time in your life, and if I can be a positive support system to somebody, even if they're not my student, just by telling a joke or asking how the game went, then that's what all my colleagues want to do.
The main thing with student-faculty relationships is just how awesome I feel like it is here in terms of my ability to, approach each student as an individual and to help that individual, make progress and get better in the classroom as a person. And we have small classes, so I really feel like I have the time and attention to give to each student, and I feel like most of my colleagues agree. It's just really cool to have that opportunity to give the time to all of our students, and then also just to have, as a middle school teacher, to have some of my former students stop by now and again, like they are right now. I guess something unique in my class, at least what I try to do, is to offer students the opportunity to learn more about themselves, learn more about the world through each other and through discussions and through things we read and discuss in class. It's not always perfect, but the opportunity to learn from and with each other is just, I think everybody here tries to do that, but it's something that I really put at the forefront, and that's something that I miss right now, is just the opportunity to sit around the table and talk and learn from each other. So
things I've always loved about choir is that it is entirely synchronous. All of the students, in order for a choir to be successful, all of the students have to be doing a lot of things, a lot of shared concepts at exactly the same time. And that actually includes me, the choir director, too. So maybe unlike other classroom experiences, an ensemble rehearsal is one where we all have shared responsibility that needs to happen simultaneously. You don't wait your turn. This is something that we have to do collectively, and I think that's one of the great challenges, but it's also one of the great binders that makes that such a tight group of friends, and creates a really spirited and collegial atmosphere.
Like this, what I love about sixth graders is that they are growing into their own bodies and minds, but they're at the beginning of that process. And they're still really, really little in a lot of respects, and they still look up to you, and it's, it's really fun to develop those relationships with them. And they're not quite to the point of being a little later in middle school where they get a little more cynical, which is developmentally appropriate, but a little trickier to deal with. So it's a wonderful grade to teach.
No, this was my favorite. I'm not even kidding. This was my favorite class. Like, this is my peak in middle school. This class and Mr. Byron.
Class as Jack Keenan.
I
Keenan was
it's
over
all coming
there.
back to me
You
now.
were over
I
there.
know.
And boy, beyond that, I'm not sure I can remember either. Well, how does that do that? Well, you go through sort of the struggle together, right? I think that's the important thing with the teacher-student relationship. I think earlier on in my career, I felt that I had to be dictatorial or firm all the time, and I realized over time I don't need to, and it's more important, I think especially in an all-boys environment, to not be that way by default, to develop relationships and even friendships with appropriate boundaries as necessary, but then going through the struggle together, because there's times when you do, even with the kid with whom you're close, you have to have some tough conversations. But if you already have the relationship, then it's a lot easier to have, it's more effective, and it's less painful for the kid involved, because you don't want to inflict pain, you want them to grow.
Kids have to feel as though the teachers are invested in them so that they can take chances and go out and do things that are learning experiences, whether that's going on a consolving trip, whether that's writing a paper that they're not really sure is going in the right direction, whether it's just talking in class about stuff that they're not sure is cool or not, but they're going to talk and discuss it anyway. And good relationships with teachers are key to that. Relationships amongst each other are huge here. I always say my best friends in the entire world are the guys that I graduated with, walking up that hill after practice with. When I see the guys in the classes come through here, I can tell that these kids here at St. Paul's are developing those exact same friendships. The two guys behind this camera I know are going to be friends forever, whether they know it or not. And that's just a special thing. It's a special place about St. Paul's, and I don't think that too many other places offer that kind of opportunity.
I think one thing that's pretty unique about St. Paul's is that all of our teachers, I would say, are equally approachable. Right? Like, you can go to a teacher and have a conversation with them, whether it's about class stuff or if you're just close with them and it's more personal. Like, everyone here has that teacher they can go to, I feel like. But even if it's something smaller, right, I think a lot of students feel they can go to the majority of their teachers. God, what was the question again? Give me one more time. One more try. So yeah, being passionate about environmental science and talking about current environmental issues helps, because the things that we talk about are happening real time. And when I was studying this stuff in high school and college, my teachers and professors would tell me that, I'll be the driver for change. And I think that's something I took to heart and that I want to pass on to you guys. So my enthusiasm is just trying to, well, one, I love talking about this stuff and I get excited. But when I get really excited is when I hear from you guys and hear you guys form your own opinions around these things, or make a connection to something you see in your own life or in the real world.
You're fine.
It's just fun because, I always have my advisees backed.
Yeah.
And try to help them in their ways, but I think I try to have everybody I taught back. I don't teach your brother right now. I do teach a bunch of 8th graders. It's kind of fun to also have them back, because these are group I taught in 6th grade. And well, one thing that I really miss virtually is I can't throw markers. Do you remember when you weren't paying attention and I'd throw you? And I don't remember who in your class, but someone I dinged in the head really hard.